everybody, today we're going to talk about Maokai because I believe Maokai is doing absolutely incredible right now. And if you listen to me, you can also be doing absolutely incredible with Maokai. So basically, y'all were asking me to do a Hecarim video. I kept getting requests to do a Hecarim video. So I decided to look up Hecarim's win rate. And I was scrolling down to find Hecarim, and well, spoilers, it's not good and it's not worth even talking about Hecarim top. But I was scrolling and I thought to myself, wait, back up, what the hell is that? And I scrolled back up and I saw, what the hell is going on with Maokai? So I went and I spent the last couple of days playing Maokai because obviously this could be a statistical outlier and I wanted to see for myself, is Maokai really actually doing that good? He is actually doing this good. He's doing quite good right now. So we're going to be talking about his runes, items, builds, playstyle, all that good stuff. So you guys also can learn how to play Maokai. Let's begin here. First thing you're going to want to do with Maokai is you want to do your runes right? Because all y'all, let's move my camera to the right here. All y'all want to do your runes correctly, yeah? So Graspy and Dying, because that gives you good laning trades, stacks up HP. You tend to live for a while, so even in smaller fights, you're actually going to get 2, 3, 4 procs of Graspy and Dying, because Maokai doesn't really have a lot of damage, but he does have a lot of health scaling and a lot of health. Demolish, because Fawn of Life and Shield Bash are absolutely worthless to you as a Maokai top player. Okay, then you're gonna go Second Wind, Bone Plating, or Conditioning. I prefer Second Wind in basically every situation. It gives you good trades. Your trades tend to be more janky, so you know you actually get it procced up a lot. Dorn Shield, Second Wind, Maokai's passive, they tend to out-heal a lot of poke. Conditioning is a bit of a sketchy one. It's a bit greedy. You're kind of banking on your already weak laning phase not being harassed too much, and I've found, in all honesty, conditioning can work, and I don't hate conditioning, but 90% of the time I actually go with Second Wind because, you know, Overgrowth because your Maokai, Unflinching can do in a pinch, Mana Flow Band because you really need mana and it is easy to stack up, Transcendence because ability haste is good, attack speed, armor, and health or magic resist if you need that. These I find are pretty much his best runes. You can go double armor in a pinch, but in all honesty, I don't want to spend too much time on runes. I think these are pretty solid runes for him. Some people try to do Presence of Life with Tenacity. I find this just works better. Maokai kind of needs to be able to spam his abilities because he doesn't do a lot of damage and he's just there to CC people. So if the opposing team is blowing CC on you, in all honesty, the majority of the time, that's actually a good thing for you. So let's write your early game. You're actually going to start, I don't know, he's still considered a support, so... but he does really good top. So early game, you're going to want to go Doran Shield and a health potion. Some people recommend Doran's Ring. Here's the thing, Doran's Ring is stupid. It's bad, it's dumb. Your QAP ratio is 0.4. Your passive, or your WAP ratio is 0.4. That's 0.4 and 0.4. While you do have an AP ratio on your E, it is a mere 42.5%, unless you get it in the brush, and it's 85%, which is good, I'll admit, but you can't really force people to run into the brush to die. This is just not really that good. The AP ratio on his E got nerfed during the rework, and let's be honest, it's not all there, okay? Doran's Ring just isn't the play here. Additionally, as you probably saw it, we're gonna go Flash and Teleport. So you stack up Mana Flow Band on the first back, teleport back in with Mana Flow Band, and that should basically start solving your mana issues. Doran Shield, as I mentioned earlier, Doran Shield and Second Wind with your passive are going to heal up most of the poke that you're gonna take. His passive did get buffed, so it's gonna heal more as compared to where it did before. For rank 1, you're gonna wanna go with Q, because your Q damage got buffed pretty good, and as I'll show you here, there is a bug currently which might pull it in, but I can't control that. That's just a bug. Okay, there we go, it actually worked properly. Your Q will knock back people next to you, meaning during the laning phase, what you can do is if you have a grass proc, you can grass proc into a Q, or if someone just jumps on top of you, you can Q them, I'll try that again, Q them away. So if Jax is in Counter-Strike, this is a Jax and he's Counter-Striking, boom, I Q him away, no more Jax, right? So Q at level 1 is solid. Now if we're going to go for level 2, at level 2, a good way is actually to go with your E. I did fight a Darius earlier, and what basically happened is he popped Ghost, and I literally used my Q and my E, and I just kept knocking him back, and I just kept putting little saplings in the brush and running around. You can also go W if you're not gonna go around the brush. This is just for level 2. Really, at level 2, just decide to yourself, what are you gonna do? Because you don't have any items yet, okay? You're just trying to get mana flow banned. Your mana costs are pretty high. Are you gonna go with W because you're not near a brush, or are you gonna go with E because you are near a brush and you do need to kite people out and you do need to run away? Then, obviously, at level 3, you'll just have all 3 abilities, so it doesn't really matter. A lot of people overemphasize which ability you put a point into at level 2. You're level 2 for like a minute. It's not really the biggest deal in the game. What are you going to max? You're obviously going to max Q. The cooldown goes down a good chunk, and in addition to that, the damage on this ability is pretty high. It's just a good way. Once you max it, you can knock people away on a much, let me show you this. Even at rank 3, you've got a 6-second cooldown. That's merely with Transcend. A 6-second cooldown on a hard disengage. Remember, this does knock people back. A knockback is a stun that moves you. So it's a hard stun that will knock them away, slightly slow them afterwards. It does pretty good damage too. Well, I mean, for an ability that you're just not going to build any damage for, it does a decent amount of damage. Something to keep in mind, now I had to learn this, your passive doesn't go up per level, it goes up at level threshold. So actually, this is something that you need to pay attention to. The level threshold, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, your passive slightly increases the flat amount, but the percent doesn't go up. Then all of a sudden, at level 6, it goes from 4.8% to 6.5% healing. That is a lot. It goes from, oh yeah, you can kind of like, you know, out heal poke, I guess, to, you know, oh, actually this is gonna heal a decent chunk, right? So the level 6 threshold is important to pay attention to, just because, to be blunt, you know, you should really know if your passive is gonna go up like 30% or more of its healing, okay? Your ultimate got buffed. Let me show you the new ultimate here. Your ultimate got buffed. It comes out faster, it has a faster speed, it picks up speed faster. It's just a lot better of an ultimate. In addition to that, what you can see here is that if you hit someone with your ultimate, you get a slight decaying movement speed buff. That is really useful because if I'm being murdered and my Q is on cooldown, in a desperation pinch, I can just go, oh no, and hey, there's movement speed, and then I run away. That's important to know. For the early game, Maokai's damage in the early game is not really that great. If you play properly, if you take grasp trades, if you take good trades with your passive, if you keep your health up, if you don't get all-in, if you keep people from all-inning you by running through brushes and using these to slow you, because remember, this slow is up to 45%. The slow on your E, the E damage went down considerably, but that slow is pretty brutal. That slow will not let people continue to chase you. It does pretty good damage at rank 1. Throughout the game, its damage is going to start falling off considerably. But at rank 1, it actually does do pretty decent damage, over 100 damage at rank 1, which is, I find pretty solid. So yeah, that's basically going to be your laning phase. You want to conserve your Qs, last hit when you can with auto attacks. Remember, Maokai has hella attack speed on his auto attacks. You can see this here. So if you can, do that. Why? Because your Q is 60 mana even at rank 1. As you saw, if I turn this off real quick, if I turn off auto refresh mana, as you saw, if you use too many Qs just to try to last hit, you drain your mana pretty goddamn fast. So you do not... I mean, I'm level 7, so you can say I've got 6 additional levels of mana. At level 1 and below, you know, if you manage to play at level 0, you don't have mana. So that's basically his early laning phase. You are a tank, you want to keep people off you, you scale up. You are a scaling tank. You do better the longer you go on into a game. So then, that's the laning phase. What are your abilities? Or sorry, what's your build then? What do you do in the laning phase? Okay, so here's the thing. Some people recommend an early tier of the goddess. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't recommend an early tier of the goddess. Why don't I recommend an early tier of the goddess? Because 90% of the time I built it and I slowly learned, putting 400 gold into nothing is a very poor decision. Remember, if you've been properly kind of harassing your opponent, standing back, etc., you do have this mana flow band stacking up. If you're forced to go back to base, and oh wait, you have teleport, and you teleport back into lane, you're going to have that mana flow band stacked up, and you're going to have more mana that way anyway. You don't need to rely on this Tear the Goddess. Unless you're fighting something like Udyr that you're just going to be, stacking up abilities on, because Udyr can't really kill you, you can't really kill Udyr, so you're just going to be stacking up Tear the Goddess, and you're going to be spamming a lot of abilities. If you're fighting a champion that you're going to be spamming abilities over and over and over, then yeah, you can go with Tear the Goddess. However, I found that the vast majority of the time, these are not the right items. The vast majority of the time, you want to get that early Bammy Cinder. That allows you to save mana, because you'll only need, let me do this real quick here. You only need 1 Q to push the wave, because the Bammy Cinder will, kill the rest of the minions. It gives you good trades off having good damage. It's got good health. Something that a lot of people don't consider here. If you went ahead and bought a Ruby Crystal and a Ruby Crystal, you have 300 health. So Bammy Cinder itself is basically this entire aura for 200 gold. Would you buy an aura that does 17 damage for 200 gold? Yeah, you would, because, it helps you wave clear a good chunk. For boots, I'm gonna be honest with you, I've often found that plated steel caps it's okay, but the thing is that I often prefer the Bammy Cinder, because the healing on your passive, see, like often in the laning phase, a lot of people like plated steel caps, because you want to move around a lot and take trades and blah blah blah. Maokai doesn't really have that much mana, and in addition, his Q is a hard disengage. Remember, it doesn't really matter how much faster Jax is than you, he's not going to be able to make up this distance if you just walk away. So, plated steel caps, compared to some champions who really want to rush the plated steel caps, I've found on Maokai, it's better to often just go Bammy Cinder. And again, you have the second wind healing % health, you have your passive healing % health, so you don't, like, armor helps you because it reduces the % damage you take. Often if you stack health, it doesn't do you that much good, because you have 150 more health for the entire laning phase. Cloth armor, reducing the damage you take by 15% for the laning phase. That means that, as you have got your health regen, as you got potions, Dorn Shield, Second Wind, etc., a cloth armor can help you mitigate that additional health. But Maokai is one of the few champions that can turn health into additional health. I hope that made sense for you guys, because if it doesn't, I don't want to explain the rest of it. Your first item, Sunfire. Why are you not going with other items? That's because I don't like other items, and they're really bad, actually. The thing is, you don't really need another slow. You should have enough slows, and generally you should be able to keep in range adequately. Frostfire Gauntlet, it's squishier, it gives less armor, it gives less magic resist, and importantly, a lot of your damage is going to come from Sunfire. Maokai is a very low damage champion. He did get % health damage on his Q. 3% health damage at max rank. You're not going to be doing Ornn levels of damage. Ornn does like 100% health damage on a perfect hit combo. You do 3, okay? Let's be blunt. You're not killing people fast. You are a CC machine, okay? So, you're going to want to get the Sunfire, because the Tenacity and Slow Resist is pretty dang good for you, because I have none in my runes. I often don't go Merc Treads either. It's good for keeping you in range of people, and the damage is just really important just for wave clearing and to actually be a threat to opposing champions. And again, you don't really need a slow. Turbo Chem Tank doesn't make any sense. For your second item, I will recommend, I've actually found that Winter's Approach does me really good. The health, the ability haste, the mana, importantly, because if I, look at my mana here. If I'm throwing saplings and I'm trying to get a sapling into every brush, and I'm trying to sapling everything in the world, you can see with the Winter's Approach, we have a lot of mana to put down a lot of saplings for a team fight. I'm not gonna run out of mana by doing this, which is solid. Now, obviously, you don't want to put them out like that. I'll talk about this later. But this is solid. This is solid. This is solid. This is solid. Maokai tends to spam a lot of abilities, and he tends to spam hit champions with those abilities. If you can get the Tear the Goddess early, go for it. If you can't, I found that you can generally stack it quick enough. I've never really sat at Winter's Approach and been like unable to stack it. I've pretty much always gone into Fimbulwinter instantly. I've noticed basically no problems with getting a later Tear the Goddess, okay? Demonic Embrace, you're gonna go Demonic Embrace? No. This is what I mentioned earlier. Your AP ratios are 0.4, 0.4, 0.75 on your ultimate, and a 0.425 if you don't enhance your E. These AP ratios aren't good. You're not a damage champion. You're Maokai. Maokai doesn't do a lot of damage. You're not doing a lot of damage with this champion, okay? So Fimbulwinter it is. For your third item, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of people like Thornmail third. I found that, like, the thing is, your damage tends to be so low that, like, even if you're fighting a healing champion, unless it's like an Aatrox or something, like, you don't really need a healing debuff, not an early game. Reasonably, Frozen Heart is good. You've got the synergy with Winter's Approach. It's not like crazy synergy, okay? These are not like that incredible. 8% health or mana is health. That means that Frozen Heart's giving you, what, 32 health from Fimbulwinter? It's not that significant, but it is a little bit of synergy, particularly with the mana shield. The mana shield can, just generally getting more mana, getting more ability haste, getting tankier. Frozen Heart's just a really, I'm gonna call it a bit overpowered right now, but it's just a really good item. And remember, if we're starting to get later into the game, if you're at third item, you know, if I can show you here for a second, if I could show you this target dummy, I W to the target dummy, I need to auto-refresh those. I throw an E, I W to the target dummy, I auto, the E's slowed, now they're slowed. And then look at this, look at how quickly I get this shit back because I've stacked all this ability haste. You know, if this is an enemy ADC, they probably hate their life right now. They're probably very upset that they have made the decision to queue up while Maokai is viable. Because they can't kite this fucker. He's being an annoying piece of shit. You get it? Okay. This build, it makes sense. If you don't want to go Frozen Heart, my personal favorite, yeah, you probably guessed it, Spirit Visage. The shielding from it would be Fimbulwinter. The shielding from Fimbulwinter is really good. The Spirit Visage enhances that. The healing from your passive is really good. Spirit Visage enhances that. It gives you more ability haste. It gives you a lot of HP. It gives you good magic resist. If you're fighting magic damage champions, this is a good way to heal a lot and also get good magic resist. I've not really found, as compared to like every other video I've done, I've not really found that I've ever wanted to go with a Force of Nature. Spirit Visage tends to do good. You don't really have issues like with like being kited and all that. You're Maokai, like whoever you're close to, you're just gonna start locking people down. You're just a CC freak. You're just a CC force of nature. You just stun and root and do annoying Maokai shit. You just throw saplings everywhere and you just slow people with annoying sapling shit. You can see the enhanced slow. If you throw your sapling in a brush, it gets an enhanced slow. That enhanced slow scales on your bonus HP. You can see, even without stacking Grasping and Dying here, even without stacking my Overgrowth here, I still have a slow of 52% on these saplings. It's really annoying. I can lock people down for a very long time with this champion. So reasonably, then, if you're looking at a 4-item build, you can do this one, and you have Spirit Visage and you have Frozen Heart. Now you got a lot of magic resist, you got a lot of armor, you've got a lot of health, you've got a lot of healing. You're a tanky son of a bitch. Everybody fucking hates you. Last item is pretty easy. You can easily slot in an Omen here, or you can try to slot in, because you build up a lot of health and stuff, you can start to slot in that Gargoyle Stone Plate. You can see that's a Giga Shield right there. That makes you really easy to engage into enemies. The additional armor and magic resist is just going to stack up a lot. You're going to be a tanky son of a bitch. You're going to be really frustrating for everybody to fight. Alternatively, you just go with that Omen, the same general idea, except you're going to fuck over the opposing ADC. Remember, use the Omen active. I know a lot of you guys aren't doing that. The Omen active, you jump in on the opposing ADC, they try to ignore you, they try to hit your team because you're not really doing that much damage because you're Maokai, but boom, you pop them with the Omen active and their damage is totally skewered and they are fucked over. That's pretty solid too. It depends on what you need. Tank items are actually kind of versatile compared to the past, where there was always generally one best tank item build. They're actually pretty versatile right now. And again, if you need a Thornmail, you can just slot in a Thornmail. But I'm gonna be honest, I've not really found Maokai to be the Thornmail kind of champion. Maybe he is. I mean, Thornmail's not a bad item. It's quite a good item. It's just I've often found that I prefer other things. I prefer the Frozen Heart, so that if the AD carry or if the Jax or the Udi or whoever I'm next to tries to ignore me, I'm still fucking over their attack speed. It also just makes you really tanky. I prefer the Spirit Visage because it just, once again, the healing. I heal a lot. It just generally makes me very frustrating. Mages can't really hurt me anymore. And again, the Gargoyle and that one. I don't recommend Demonic Embrace. I don't recommend Titanic Hydra. Do not build those. I will hate you personally if you build those, okay? That would generally be Maokai's playstyle. You're just running in. Remember, here's something important for those of you who don't remember. I didn't do this earlier, but let me show you this just so you are aware. If an enemy is like here and I throw a sapling here and I root them, remember, they are rooted. They are rooted. I hope you notice that. They are rooted, as in they cannot move. So I can root them, walk to the other side, cue them. That knocks them back into my sapling. So I root them, they can't move, walk past them, cue them. I can, for example, if my team is here, let's spawn like my team's over here and I'm like, I'm Maokai. No, I've caught Seraphine or Sona, someone, I don't know, Misfortune, someone squishy, right? And oh no, and boop. Now they're knocked into my team. Or if there's a Jax or something like that, and oh no, I need to get him CC'd. Okay, well, it went for that one. But, you know, you can, like, root him, wait till the root's about to end, knockback. The knockback's a hard stun, too. And, you know, if there's the sapling's going to go for this guy. Yeah, okay. But you get the idea, right? So that's generally your playstyle. You're an annoying little piece of shit. Your ultimate, are you going to use your ultimate? Well, okay, I mean, let's be honest. Your ultimate's, it's okay. It's not that great still. But if you position yourself properly, like if the team fight, okay, if the team fight's going on here, do you want to ult like this? Well, no, because they walk back a little bit and oh, they're out of it. But if I walk up and maybe I angle it like this, suddenly, much harder for their team. They would have to come outside. They would have to get out of their turret to get out of it. So, you know, just kind of an idea, angle your ultimate. But for the majority of the time, just kind of like throw your ultimate into the opposing team. Sometimes you can just use it like, you know, if you're like here and you go boom, boom, and I don't know, then you can just toss a quick root on them. But remember, the root goes up in duration. So if you just toss the short root, if you just ult right next to people, it's not going to root for long. So, you know, yeah, and you have to wager. Because, like, even if you are right next to somebody and you ult them, just in this idea, it will ult root this guy. And this guy's going to be rooted for a little bit. Not that long, because it didn't still go up that long. There's like a one second root there. Not great. But, you know, it's not the best ultimate. Maokai is still, he's not an ult champion. He's about his basic abilities. His basic abilities are really good. He's just not there for his ultimate, okay? And what do you get out of Maokai? Are you here for damage? No. Do you like doing damage? Don't play Maokai. Do you like tanking? Play Maokai. Do you like not dying? Play Maokai. Do you like being an annoying piece of shit? Play Maokai. Do you like your opponents typing in chat, why are you so goddamn tanky? Respond with, Nano Machine, son. Play Maokai. That's Maokai. So that is, I hope, a fairly descriptive video on Maokai. This is longer than I normally make these videos, but he's kind of a fun character for a tank, just because he's such a tanky little piece of shit son of a bitch. It's really funny to just you just gap close on top of the opposing ADC for like the third time in the fight, and they're just in there like, it's fun. It's fun. He's a fun guy. I actually have been enjoying my time playing Maokai. It's been a nice little break playing Maokai. I'm not even joking. So I hope if you watch this entire video, I hope you actually learned the runes. I hope you learned items. I hope you learned general playstyle strategy, things like that. Because I'm gonna be honest, I like Maokai, and some of you might find that you like Maokai. Are you going to respond to me, but I can't carry my team if I don't play a carry? I need to play Aurelia and carry. How many times do you carry your team? Be honest. How many times do you carry your team versus, oh, bot fed too much, game's over. Oh, I got camped, game's over. Oh, their mid killed me, game's over. How many times does that happen? Be honest with yourselves. The vast majority of games, 95% of games, you're not gonna carry anyway, okay? So what does it really matter if you play a tank or a carry bruiser juggernaut thing, okay? What does it really matter? One thing I want to put in here, okay? One thing I just want to say, because people have been getting better at this. On the first walk into your minion wave, walk with the minions. On the first minion wave, this is really important. On the first minion wave, the casters do not aggro behind them properly. So if you walk into lane on your minion wave, you can get into the minion wave, then trade in the minion wave and go even. However, if you don't walk into the minion wave with the minions and you wait until afterwards, the opposing set can just be like, "Nyah," and he comes over here and he walks behind the minion wave. And now you're over here. Here's set, here's you. Here's your minion wave. You can't reach the minion wave. And you're fucked. So walk in with the minion wave. You're just gonna have to do that. Riot might eventually change something about the casters, but for now, that's just how it is. Casters will not aggro behind them on the first minion wave. Don't ask why, it just does, okay? So that's just my tip to you Maokai players, because I'm gonna be honest, you're not gonna win trades at level 1. You can knock people away at level 1. You can use minion damage to help win level 1, but if you don't have minion damage, you're gonna die level 1. Got it? Okay. Everybody get this? Okay. I think that's about it for Maokai. I think that's all the tips I can give you. So remember to like, remember to subscribe. I hope you play Maokai, and if you do, I hope you enjoy playing Maokai, because I've actually unironically been having fun with Maokai. So special thank you to all my Patreon subscribers and supporters. Everyone who joins my Patreon, remember the link is in the description down below. You guys support this channel and allow these videos to continue to be made. Special thank you to my YouTube members. You'll see them down below spamming weird emotes as always. Special shout out to anyone who just makes it this far in the video. Thank you for just getting this far in the video. And thank you anyone for watching, because honestly, I love you all. Make sure to like, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Goodbye, everybody.